Leslie Hetherington. I'm currently working freelance and creating my own business, but I've been in the world of enterprise education and facilitating and mentoring startups since 2000. I worked at the University of Strathclyde for 10 years, then ran the Scottish Programme for Entrepreneurship for Scotland at the University of Aberdeen, and I mentor at the Judge Business School in Cambridge.
So if you could tell me, how should we then equip the future generations with these future skills needed in the future?
Okay. There's three things that come to mind when you ask me that question. And two of them are just about how people learn and therefore the context in which needs to be created. And one is that many people are experiential learners, and those who aren't still need to embed knowledge, know-how and understanding into an experience in order to get it to an application so the value gets transferred out into society. So without experiential learning has to be a core part of it. Now for some people that's the natural starting point because they learn by doing, they fall over, make mistakes and then they reflect. For some people they learn by understanding, but they then need to take that understanding into an experiential context. The next thing would be learning, but where it's very much focusing on understanding, having a conceptual understanding of ideas. You do unfortunately see in the current system that people learn for knowledge in order to be tested, in order to then let it go because they tick the box. Conceptual understanding implies that you really understand how something works, so that you've got it almost at a first principle level. And that first principle level allows you to transfer that learning into completely different contexts. Yeah. And I had a third one, but just at the moment it's completely gone. First of all, it's always great when you get a chance to start with a clean sheet of paper, because it means you're then not about changing stuff so much as creating, which I think is great. I love the fact it's experiential. I love the fact that you're bringing together people who are active learners in real life context, where the real life context is about industry. The thing that I see as being a piece that might be a useful additionality there is about getting the greater community involved. I personally have a very strong belief that if you're going to support people who are going to do new things, whether that's creating new businesses, social enterprises, but basically creating our future as society, our future as economy, as a future in this world, they need more support than can be provided by any education qualification system, any government agency investing a certain amount of investment. They need the support of the people round about them. Not in terms of them all wading in and being part of that, but in terms of general attitude and being supportive. So the bit that I would throw into the mix is supporting the people who are just part of that community to know how to be supportive of entrepreneurs and people who are innovating social change in a way that there's more of a dialogue and the way they feel more appreciated. Because one of the things that really kills people who've got a vision, a passion, talent and skills is being knocked back by the people that they love, that their goodwill, their support really matters to them, or people that they really don't want to hurt. And that is a skill that needs to be out there in society, which at the moment there isn't really a mechanism for delivering, but I'm sure there is a mechanism for delivering when you're dealing with a relatively small community, clean sheet and a vision, and also to some extent, of course, the Finnish culture. And there is something about people who are used to living in extreme conditions. There are times when you have to collaborate. So you're starting from a slightly better position than perhaps some other places in the world where you could try the same thing, but actually it might be less of a natural predisposition to make it work.
Fantastic.